Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Just Trying to Survive podcast. Guys, this is the 18th episode, but there's something special about this episode because this is the episode that we're going to announce that we're going to be back on Spotify, guys. So, there's this new thing we're going to do, and basically, we're going to start calling this season 2. It's going to be episode 2 of season 2, and it's also episode 18 in general. So, guys, welcome back to the podcast. How is everyone doing? I'm LaoJK, and I'll be joined with a few special people today. It's not your usual crowd, but of course, we still have Bugs here.
Hello.
Okay, and we have Ender.
Yada yada.
Guys, if you do not know this, guys, Ender sounds well, not exactly, but he sounds like a younger Gallia Crusader. If you guys still remember Gallia, he's one of the guys in the podcast or in the community that make content with us. So I'm actually. Yeah, what?
I still find it unbelievable that
I mean, you guys sound
in
exactly
contact.
like. But yeah, guys, that aside, well, not that aside, but I was planning to have you, Galia, and there's this other guy that sounds exactly like you guys, to make something together, like do a podcast maybe, or maybe we could have you do some anime video because I think you're all into anime or some shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely into
Yeah,
it.
we could do that.
Yeah, for sure. Because like Galia makes a bunch of anime. Well, not makes a bunch of anime videos right now, but he's planning to make a bunch of anime videos in the future.
Like
So
reviews
yeah,
or
no, it depends. Galia wants to be more unscripted. So if you guys can, actually, I'll just tell him to DM you, because I think it'll be a pretty funny idea in general.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm down for
Oh,
that definitely.
we're also joined by Sin. Guys, Sin is he was an ex CS:GO team member from JTS. Now he's currently working because apparently he's part of the workforce now and he's been flexing a lot. He's like, guys, I'm earning a pay. I can't join your team anymore. You guys suck. Direct
こんばんは、私は
direct quote.
Sin.
Oh,
Flex. Flex on my money.
Guys, this is the podcast where we never bully people, right? I
kind
can
of.
say for certain, that we haven't bullied anyone in 5 episodes now, and I think we
Wait,
can
don't
keep
you
this trend going.
don't you have 18 episodes?
Yes, we have 18 episodes.
So has every episode before the 5 episode mark just been constant bullying?
Well, not constant,
not
but
constant, but
Well, not
we got a target.
yeah, it depends. If you
The
read the
target.
title, if you read the title and it says Vark, or sometimes Bugs, or maybe Rec, if any of those names are in the title, usually there's bullying involved.
Yeah.
Well, it's
That's
okay to
my
bully
cup of tea.
people.
Definitely into that.
Don't worry, just bully only. Just bully. It's okay, it's okay.
Yeah, guys, this is
Be
a new
fine with
crowd.
it.
So Sin,
Yes.
I wanted to ask you personally, right? How did the team feel? Because guys, if you didn't know, JTS has a CS:GO team, which we've been working on for. I feel like we've been doing it for like 3 months now, right? And we've been changing up the roster a lot. And yeah, I just want to know your experience there.
Wow, experience, huh? Can't wait for the rest of them to find out about my feelings towards the team.
Yeah,
Team.
let it all go, dude. Like, I'm telling you, only Rex gonna hear this. Like all the rest of the CS team guys, they probably don't listen to the podcast, so you're fine. Aside
Probably
from
not.
Milk.
This is getting interesting.
Don't worry. Very interesting. Don't worry, Rec, I'm pretty sure Rec is pretty happy that I left the team because most of the time I'll be trying to annoy him. I'm pretty sure he's quite happy that I left the team already. But
That's typical Rec. Like honestly, if you're in a team with Rec, you just have to keep bullying him, dude.
yes,
You
it's
just
all
have to
about
keep
bullying
poking at him. I feel like that's a requirement.
requirement. So criteria to join the team, you must be good at annoying people. Check. But let's see. Regardless, my feelings for the team, I would say that is we are not so. You can say somewhat like not so. The chemistry, yeah, the chemistry between most of us, personally, I don't feel it's that strong. mainly one of the reasons towards is because all of us are from different countries. I feel that that is actually one of the main factor. Come to think of it, like each of us have different play styles and different mindsets. Like maybe people from like this certain country play more aggressively compared to other countries where the players from that other country will play like a bit more passive or perhaps defensive. And when you combine all these players together, it's just gonna get a ton of a shit fest show. Yes, but otherwise, apart from that, I did enjoy my time playing there, especially during the part where I get to annoy the hell out of Ragnar. That's the most
For
exciting
sure,
part
for
for
sure.
me.
I'd have a lot of fun doing that too.
Uh,
Like to be honest, I'd probably join the team for a bit just to piss Rect off for a few minutes. Bugs, would you be
s-
down? We both try hard on CS:GO,
I mean,
try hard.
and
up
we
to
just keep
you.
we just keep making fun of Rect.
You can do that.
Perhaps
Just imagine
we
you're in
should
the
do
middle
that.
of a game, he's like calling like crazy, and you just suddenly deafen him without muting him.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
It's not terrible. It's not bullying.
It's not terrible. It's just funny.
Yeah, we're just taking out the toxic things.
True, true,
Get what I
true.
mean? Yeah,
Yeah, detox. You need to
yeah,
take care of your
detox, right?
skin, guys.
Yes, guys.
Rect is not good for your skin.
Never apply him onto your skin. It's not
Hmm.
good.
That's a
No
proven
good, no
fact.
good.
It's also very homosexual, but guys, there's nothing wrong with being homosexual. If anything, I believe that Bugs is gay for Vark. So
What?
You know that makes a
Very
lot of
cool,
sense.
very cool.
yeah, no. So we support it 100%.
Uh-huh.
Bugs, how's
Very
life?
cool.
Life sucks real big time.
Yeah, I heard you've been really busy with like work.
Making money.
Yeah, making money.
Hey,
You know, it's not difficult in Malaysia. I mean, like, oh my god, the amount of bills you come out.
Oh yeah.
Typical, I mean,
of
it's a
ratio.
typical job. But then again, it's super hard because of all the stupid government regulations. And I'm sure as a lot of people know, I work as a Grab driver. So that's that.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
it is.
That
Wait,
sounds
so Grab
awesome,
is
actually.
yeah, but Grab is it like your full time or part time?
As I'm thinking of it because I don't have a permanent job.
I mean, it's basically full time for him at this point. Don't you like drive for like 6 hours a day?
8 hours.
8 hours. See, that's
Holy
his full
shit.
time.
That's
Alright,
that's
okay.
literally a full-time job.
The
Yeah. What he?
kind of makes sense. In Singapore, it's a bit of a different story. From what I know, lah, some people drive just to like earn enough for their parking fees. Then after that, they just proceed to do something else. Some people will do completely full time, and then some
It's
I
so
don't know,
different because
do it for
in
fun.
Malaysia, the Grab. Won't really want to commend Singapore and Malaysia, but then in Malaysia's Grab drivers are actually paid very low. Not really very low. I mean, it's still doable, but the fees are very low.
You mean like the fee? You mean you're saying Grab takes like a lot of like the percentage?
Grab takes
Percentage
20%.
isn't that like normal?
That's normal, but then again, if you think about the income earned, right, it's a lot. Let's say you're one kilometers or kilometers. That's 5 ringgit Malaysia. For y'all, it's probably one something.
Why?
Yeah, so doesn't match
Then
up.
different countries.
Yeah,
I
currency difference. I mean, and also the regulation difference. It's so much harder now.
Yeah. Usually
um
these things balance out though, because like
I was thinking of just flexing.
of course transportation works differently in other places. Some have it more expensive. Actually, here, if you want to move around, commute, and whatever, it's actually really cheap. Uh, I don't want to give you guys a number, but it's way less than what yours is. But moving on. Sin, actually, when you were talking about like the car stuff, when people just like drive to pay like their parking fees and everything, I actually know someone who I've been playing. I played Counter Strike with him before for like no, like 3 years ago, I think. And
3 years.
Ender, you know
That's-
Dabian, right?
Oh, yeah, David. Yeah.
Initially, he did Uber, right? He did Uber just for that.
Didn't he stream Uber? Or
Yeah, he
stream his
also
Uber
yeah
journey?
he also streamed Uber for a bit actually.
I actually never watched one of those streams, so that was unfortunate for me to miss out.
Stream.
Yeah, I think he just did the Uber to pay for like a car bill or something,
Okay,
which
that
is like
makes more
something
sense.
really normal for you guys, right? Which is I kind of find that surprising, because a lot of people, I mean, a lot of nations have people like doing driving as like a full time thing, whereas you guys
Yeah,
are just
and
like,
bus
oh, I'll do this
driver.
for a bit.
It's so much different. Yeah.
In other words, you're describing a bus driver. That's literally it.
It's
Why are you
basically
calling
that,
Bugs a
yeah.
bus driver, dude? What the fuck?
Hey,
Uh,
even bus driver has more pay than me. Okay.
they even have benefits, this and that.
Oh
That's the
my God.
difference.
Grab
They
should
have
give you
their own
benefits, man.
leagues. Yeah.
Yeah, they are changing because a lot of how do I say? Okay, basically in Malaysia, there's a bit of controversy right now because some of the drivers, not Grab, but other companies, are kind of rioting regarding their pay and so whatnot. But then again, it's Grab is changing because they are providing all these extra benefits to these drivers, but other companies have not followed suit.
Cool.
You know, it actually reminds me, since you're in that field, right? Like, one thing that always comes to my mind is that you probably have a lot of crazy stories.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best
Lord.
part about driving.
Can you
Yeah,
tell us a crazy story, like from your experience?
I mean, I believe y'all heard this one before where I drove the guy around to find prostitute.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Okay, basically it's a Korean guy. Right?
Korean.
Yes,
Oh,
literally a Korean guy. Not
Okay.
it's not a Malaysian local.
Hmm.
So he was like, if you watch a few podcasts ago, I mean, I think this was quite some time back. A few podcasts I told this story, but I'll just tell it again.
Yeah, it's a really long time ago, actually, like 10
Yeah.
episodes now.
Yeah, probably. Let's just retell it again. I mean, okay, where was I? Korean guy, pick him up. He literally gave me his broken ass, iPhone which hardly runs, and he said, "Oh, fine." I said, "Where you want to go?" He said, "I'll pick up a friend." I said, "Okay. Do you have a landmark location?" I said, "I don't know." He showed me his phone. It's like a freaking radar, you know. He shows me a red dot. A red dot. I said, and the area, I said, okay, I think I know where. We went round and round. He said, so nobody, I pay you. I thought, okay lah, fuck it, he pay. Not my business to ask why. The moment we got there, found the girl. The reason why I know it's a prostitute is because of the way, you know how some girls act around guys for money.
The dress also are like the
Dress like a
They
bit
just act that way
skimpy.
to please the customer. Yeah.
Mhm. And when they talk, it's so awkward, you know, being the driver and listening them talk to each other. It's like, how do I put it? Like the girl laugh just for the sake of laughing. It's not like the sake of, you know, like as a friend, kind of get your laugh. It's like, wow. I also feel like, ugh.
so that awkward moment.
It's
Very awkward.
Yeah.
Imagine
and,
you started doing
and
it.
of course, the second biggest giveaway is I dropped them at a damn hotel.
Wow.
Yeah.
A
Did you not
hotel.
get any of that
Not even-
action?
Not
Hotel.
that guy's, dude. That guy's like.
That guy's
he's
desperate.
probably no. He's probably loaded, bro. I'd imagine people would bring her to a motel or something. You know,
Yeah, this is a hotel.
hotels are
I've
big dollars, man. Big cash.
Yeah, it's probably a 2-star, 3-star hotel, so who knows?
Do they offer hotel breakfast?
Dude, do I look like the person who was
Bro,
like, wait, I park my
one
car, I go
star.
join you. I want to find out hotel rate. No way, man.
Dude, a 1-star would do that. So what the fuck?
Because I'm always concerned about the hotel breakfast. Do they provide hotel breakfast? Oh, they do? Nice. Don't care about anything
Complimentary
else.
breakfast, but not really complimentary because it's already charged to you.
Yeah, but still, regardless, it's food. Who doesn't want food?
Yeah.
Who doesn't want food?
Oh yeah, food is nice, guys. And one thing that comes to my mind when people say food is that you guys should actually start pressing the subscribe button if you haven't already, because I feel like we have so many people in the community, but not all of you are subscribed. I don't even understand. We're getting more views than our subscription count at some videos, and I'm just like, guys, why aren't you just pressing the button?
Yeah, but that's like a majority of videos in general.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, but I mean, like, if you think about it, if the community is small and you have a lot of people watching, uh, usually, the circle's small. Some people just don't subscribe. They just like watch. I've known a
You-
few
you did-
people
It happens.
who kept it unchecked for like a long time, and were like, "Oh, I gotta subscribe to your podcast," but I've watched like 10 episodes now. Like, what?
You do know that you can just literally go onto like any YouTube video, then when you click on it, it will add one view. Just refresh, it will add one more view. You do know about that, right?
That's how
I
that
mean,
works.
yeah, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
I don't think any of us do that. You know?
Do you want me to do it?
Hey, trying to get an auto clicker.
Alright,
Okay, I'm gonna do
so,
that as well.
guys, we're gonna get 300 views on the next episode. Thank you, Sin.
You're welcome.
You know about that, right? Because like YouTube actually, when the views go over 300, that's when YouTube actually checks for, if the views count or not.
Really?
Yeah,
Didn't
so
know
after
about that.
you'll notice, like, usually, some big videos or some videos that just made it big would usually start climbing high on views until 300, and when it reaches 300, it'll like stagnate there for a few minutes, and it'll be like slowly go up and up.
Up and down, you mean?
No, not up and down, just like slowly up.
It's just slowly rising. Doesn't really go down at all.
Yeah, so it'll be faster to 300, but once it goes over 300, it'll be slower than usual. Because like YouTube has to confirm.
It sucks.
I mean, no, it doesn't
Why-
suck.
It sucks to me. You don't give me instant fame. I want my 1 minute of fame, man.
Can you
Guys,
imagine
you
the
want
amount of
instant
people with like millions of
Yeah.
subs just because of the fucking auto refresher?
You know, it is possible
Really
in the
would be.
past. I don't think I don't even think that now it works, to be honest.
I think it still does. Like, what do you mean, like like an auto refresher, or like just like pressing F5 or something?
Yeah, but it has to be at a set interval. You can't just spam the
Oh no,
the
of course,
refresher.
of course. That if you can't even load the page, then you're not really doing anything. You know?
Yeah.
Connect internet. Change internet. Just change your network each time you do a refresh. Then set a different IP address for every time you refresh. Bam, you got your 300 views.
Oh, that sounds so tedious.
It does.
Not tedious.
You could just open like a million tabs, right?
I mean,
yeah, that too, yeah.
technically.
Yeah, but your engagement will go down like crazy because like YouTube will notice, oh yeah, like you're getting 100 views, but people are watching 1% of your video.
You mean the watch time, in other words?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
It takes time to build up a name. That's the
True.
thing.
And
Podcast,
guys,
2 hours long.
we want to build a name, not for us, but for the community in general. We're trying to build a sustainable community for Southeast Asia. So if you guys want to help us, press the subscribe button, press the bell, join our Discord, and be active in the community. We actually do some really fun stuff. Next week, we're planning to do a gaming session for a game called SCP Secret Laboratory, which is an entirely co-op game, including the bad guys. They're co-op too, which is pretty interesting. And we're gonna be doing this regularly. We're gonna be doing other games in the future. Namely, at the moment, we've only thought of another game, which is Darwin Project. But for the meantime, we'll rotate those games. We've already done SCP videos, so hopefully we've gotten some people who are excited for the SCP videos coming up.
Yeah, but just know that the SCP Secret Laboratory, that's our top priority.
Yes, Sam's really into that shit for some reason. I don't even understand.
You don't understand it. There's like the SCP. Okay, it is literally like a there's like a huge community with all sorts of fiction going on. SCPs then dash followed by a bunch of numbers, and depending on what number you put in, they'll give you basically an object or whatever, and then they'll describe what that thing is about. Like let's say for instance, we have SCP. Okay, let's take it from the game example. Okay, SCP-939. Yes. Do you ever wanted a dog combined with a lizard? Well, there you go. SCP-939. Damn.
Yeah, to give you
And
guys context, it's basically a bunch of scientific experiments and a bunch of weird abnormal creatures locked up in a place, and basically what happened is that criminals are escaping, the monsters are wreaking havoc, so some people have to go in and deal with the problem.
that's just a
I
game
think I'll
itself.
give a simpler explanation of that. It's basically humans playing God with combining shit they shouldn't touch with.
Summarized with a few sentences.
Yeah, guys,
Yep.
what if life is just a simulation, right? What if
Uh,
we're just simulations? What if we're actually from an alien civilization, and they were like, "Hey, we need you for a scientific experiment. We'll fund your family for the rest of their lives." And we're like,
So basically,
"Okay."
we're the
What?
Sims.
What?
Yeah,
So
so
become the
they
Matrix.
so they wipe your memory and they send you on the first plane to Earth. Huh? Just
There's a
imagine.
plane that goes to it.
No,
Are you?
you don't know
You're
what's in the
referencing to
future.
a game, aren't you?
No, it's not a game. Like literally, just
I know. I mean, there was a game. There was a game. It's like this. I just don't know what is it.
I don't know the game
The
You
either.
know what?
Sims?
What you're describing is like what's the movie called? Total Recall.
I don't know that movie either. I just know that it's possible. Because if you think about it, even humans do the same thing. You know, we simulate situations where, for example, if you put two hamsters in a cage, they will mate. That is a simulation. So our predecessors could have been aliens who were
Um,
like, okay, we want to see what humans do in a setting where it's not like today, so we can see what our predecessors did before us. You know, so that's
So
pretty
in
interesting.
another way, what you're saying is that gorillas are not our ancestors. It's actually aliens.
No, I'm saying that it's a possibility, and what if, because there's a bunch of weird, unexplained things around the world. Like for example, the Egyptians were really advanced for their time. We don't even know how they made the pyramids of Giza.
want
Like
to know how they made it?
how did they make it?
They built it.
I mean,
Wow, that's crazy.
it's kind of
It's
explained.
unbelievable.
My
It's called slavery and human abduction.
it's still pretty impossible how they did it, or how they can make a structure like that without having tools at the time, which could help them do it. Because like the things they're carrying around were so heavy. By the way,
It is possible. I mean, but then again, I mean, there is a meme that floats around regarding technology.
hmm
Like one of the pictures I saw basically is they show and people the back then they don't even classify them as a job. They just call them people. It's like, and these days we call these people engineers, architects, and so forth.
hmm
But the difference is the shit that the guys built those days lasts longer than what we build nowadays.
it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so it's like what
No,
what the
no.
technology did to us. We learned their techniques, but then did we apply them? I don't think so.
I mean, I think generally speaking, if you do like attain knowledge, you kind of bring that like to other aspects of life. So I wouldn't say what you learn is useless. And I just realized that we're in the wrong chat. Give me a sec to move us. So, hold up. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We're back. We're back with the program. So, I just want to move on, guys. I had this really interesting story where it's still pretty
Fresh.
like about the last like topic we had, but like
So in other
technology and
words, it's still
everything.
fresh in your mind.
Yeah, no, that's not what I meant. But it's like really recent, really interesting. I heard it from my professor. Okay, are any of you Christian here?
Nope.
Well, I am, but yeah, I'm
Okay,
gonna
Ender,
just
are
say
you Christian?
No, I'm Buddhist.
You're Buddhist. Okay. Do you guys know about the story about? Wait, I forgot who it was. Oh my god, I'm such a fake Christian.
wait,
Was it
can you
Noah?
describe?
Wait, no, the boat.
Oh, yeah, that one is Noah and the Ark.
Noah's Ark.
Oh,
Yeah, Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
So the thing is, right? From the past before, we know that they've done some weird shit in the past where we're not sure how they do it. We're not sure how they build it. You know, like the pyramid. Do you know about that?
Oh,
We're not sure how they did it, but like they did it in the past, despite
I
them
see.
not having
I see.
like the amount of technology to be able to do something like that at the time.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So my professor, she basically said that what she believes is that actually uh back in the day we were actually really technologically advanced, much more than today, and the great flood kind of just like wiped everything.
Ooh.
And of course, if the great flood did happen, you should know that only Noah's family was alive. So like there would be no records of it, right?
So in
yes.
other words, there's also no way to scientifically prove that technology back then was actually very advanced. Is that
Yeah,
what you're
but
trying to
there
say?
yeah, but it's all I'm not saying that it's the truth. I'm saying that it's also possible. Because
We're
unless
just
they
hearing.
preserve that knowledge of the future before, and we all know that Noah is like super religious and everything, maybe talks to God like every like 20 hours out of 24. Actually, actually, that's not serious. But guys, come on. One family, they're gonna have to start from scratch. Okay,
Yeah,
and
and that's what
Okay.
happened.
yeah, that could have been what happened. We could have had flying cars before, and
Okay.
we just don't know.
Just to put a point through, right? If what they said is true, I mean, I'm basically your brother. We are byproducts of something that should not even happen in the first place.
True.
It's like you're saying we're all a mistake.
You should have just died.
Yeah, off with you to the ranch. Okay, okay. Speaking of all these theories, have you ever heard about the theory in Minecraft that the Endermen were actually once human beings?
Never heard of it. You want to enlighten us?
Never heard of it.
Never. Well. Allow me to enlighten you guys. I actually watched off of who's it? If I'm not wrong, I watch it off the Game Theory channel.
Uh huh.
You guys know of it? Matt Pat?
Never heard of it.
Ever? Oh, hmm. I see. So okay. Just to summarize it up, what they say is no, what he said was that um, according to the theory, the Endermen were actually once human beings, and uh, they actually retreated to the end because there was like so many monsters just chasing after them. But what they didn't know was that the end was actually a one-way ticket, and once they went inside the end, there was no way to go back to the overworld. And through, not really true, and over time, they transform basically through generations lah. From a human being, they basically transform into an enderman because of the fruits that can be found in the end lah. Those chorus fruit, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
and not
the like trees from the
uh
Ender, right? The end place.
yeah, and not to mention he even described that there was like evidence because you know strongholds in Minecraft? Yeah, those are just one of the few examples. And Let's see. Ah, yes. And the final point being that we as a player, when we enter the world, we're basically entering the aftermath of that. Yeah. Ta-da.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Aftermath, how and why? Is it because of the dungeons or the fact that there's like nothing around?
Oh, um, the fact that how am I gonna say? I would say is the aftermath is basically because there's the dungeons, the mine shafts, and even the outposts. All these sorts of things that cause the humans back then to actually travel into the end. It was said that they were like very technologically advanced until the point where like when the monsters started to like continuously attack them, they actually like were trying to find a way to get out of it. And since they were very technologically advanced, they actually managed to like discover like a portal. They do not know where it will go, but they have no choice. So they went into the portal, which was actually the end. And then, bam, one way ticket, you have nowhere to go. Which is, I don't know, it kind of it sounds like it is a fun theory to listen to and to think of it whether it is the truth, but
Yeah, it sounds interesting,
who
right? But
knows?
my concern is that these people have to be living underground because if they live on the high ground, of course, or like in the normal ground, then what would happen is that we'd see a lot of ruins because the monsters keep attacking, right? And usually the
That's true.
structures are underground with all the mine shafts and shit. So someone has to build the mine shafts. So it could be
Yeah.
an underground civilization, and they
But
could have
would
found whatever the fuck was going on from the flint and the obsidian, right? They probably entered the nether. That's probably what you were talking about earlier.
not really.
Yeah, he's talking
They
about the
did
end
this.
portal.
Yeah, they did discover the Nether before, and it was a two-way sort of portal. So that one wasn't something to worry about. But they also have monsters, so they have no choice. So they have to search for another dimension. I'm not really well informed on this theory because I only watched it like twice on the video, which yeah, that's how I got the theory information lah. This and that. I mean, if you guys want, and for those viewers who want, I can post a link into the description. The description there,
Yep,
and
post it.
that's where you guys can find it.
Post it. We'll pin it. We'll pin it like when the video's out. Should be out on the Wednesday, like this Wednesday. By the
Yeah,
way, guys, for the
and
next
make
episode, we'll have Xenox HS. Oh wait, I don't know what he goes by now, but we'll have Kevin Xenox in. So keep your eyes out for that. We're gonna have a lot of Fortnite talk in the future. Well, next episode. Well,
Fortnite.
Fortnite. We'll probably have your usual people going in for that episode. I'll probably get Owen in. We'll probably get Vark in, Slothy.
We definitely need to get Vakin. We need to burn him more.
No, because like right now, okay, the thing Vark was willing to do an episode, but like my concern was is that Vark has been doing like a lot for the team so far, like the past
Yeah.
few weeks. So I was like, okay, before we burn him out, we need to give him a break. And that's not me saying, okay, Vark, I'm giving you a break because I have to. It's just like I feel like he deserves a break.
Mark, go on your mandatory vacation.
And it's just right now, okay? I'm giving people breaks, but I'm not giving myself a break. It's because you guys don't fucking do shit, dude. Fucking wreck. If you're looking, if you're listening, I know you could have joined this episode, bro. I know you could have joined this episode, but you just didn't fucking want to. Right?
You
Fuck
do
you.
know he might be editing this
Yeah.
episode.
No, I know he's fucking editing this episode, but I'm telling you, that fuckboy is not gonna hear this part because he's just gonna skim through it.
Oh my
He's
God.
just gonna skim through it. It's like it never even happened.
In other words, you just want the main members to just split the group work That's what I trying to say.
Oh no, that's what we do. That's what we do in general. But it's just like
But you're
right.
saying Mark is just doing too much.
No, at this point, Vark has been doing the most.
Been doing a lot as well. I mean, if I got some knowledge of editing, I'm sure to help out. But I'm just a office boy.
My knowledge is from 1 year ago. Like then I could do better if it was 1 year ago. now I forgotten most of it. But I still know how to do Photoshop and Illustrator, so I'm happy. I'm happy. Yes. I'm
Interesting.
happy. Sha-la-la-la.
Okay, guys. So
Alright.
we have a few things lined up in the topic queue, which we never really got into. I'm sure
Oh yeah.
Slothy's probably turning in his. I was gonna say he's probably turning in his grave, but Slothy's not dead. He's probably turning on his stream because he's probably scratching his head like, why aren't these guys talking about what's in the topic queue? Because it's a pretty much, well, it's pretty much a hot topic, right? And it's about Riot Games coming in with their crazy announcement, hopping in with like a million games coming up, and I'm pretty sure that surprised a lot of people. I never saw it coming, that's for sure.
I
Now,
mean,
we brought Ender in here not necessarily because of this, but apparently he's an expert, so we're probably gonna have him speak a lot about it.
I never said that. I even said I wasn't an expert. I said
Okay,
I
so
didn't know this.
yeah, okay, so let's just say, right, you are a League player.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
oh,
you're invested in Riot Games, right?
Not as much considering I play in the Riot servers, but yeah, I'm definitely into the whole news of everything that goes on with Riot Games.
I see. Well, how do you feel about these new additions coming in?
Fucking as ecstatic. That's how I feel. It's
That's good.
awesome knowing
Oh,
that there's like a wider variety now instead of
mhm.
just the usual MOBA. So now that, well, now Riot Games doesn't only have League that they can depend on. I guess so the new game that they have, the card game. That shit is it's really popular right now, which caught me off guard.
Oh, Team Fight Tactics.
Oh no, not that one, not that one.
Oh,
They
okay.
released a new card game. I think it was Legends of Runeterra, and that thing on that game has been really popular on Twitch recently.
Well, I have no fucking clue what that game is. I just really have not paid any attention to Riot Games recently. But I
Neither
did
do
see
Oh
their
I.
tweets,
no.
and
How could you
honestly,
not pay attention?
there's been some pretty good tweets. I mean, like interesting stuff that they've been putting out, like
Stuff.
an FPS kind of like Paladin slash Overwatch game, which looks really interesting, and a lot of people are already hyped for it. And guys, if you want to
So
start a whatever that game's name is team for JTS, then DM me, LaoJK on Discord. Cause like I 100% want to make shit happen, guys, and it's a new game, so we're most likely gonna get shit done. So yeah, that's about it for that. Like another thing that people have been pretty well, it wasn't announced, but people have been speculating it, and I'd be really happy if they did this. Was an MMO for Riot Games. You know, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's not happening. They didn't announce it." But like, I'm thinking it's gonna come, dude. Maybe like 2021, 2022.
Quite
After all this
possibly.
Project AL bullshit. Well,
you do know that is, to be honest, in my opinion, okay, I doubt it's gonna happen. To be honest, MMO is literally like what type of MMO are you talking about though?
like
Is it like
an
MMO
MMORPG.
RPG
Because
sort?
like, okay,
Like
No.
no,
WoW style?
Riot Games has a very expansive universe. Okay, they have a lot of games. That means that they have a lot of content to work through. You know,
They
so
do.
yes, it may have a problem because of course MMOs require a lot of work and resources. Because of course,
yeah.
aside from balancing your game, you're gonna have to create the world, which of course, if you have a really expansive universe like Riot Games, is gonna take a really long time and is gonna use a lot of resources. Which is why a lot of
You know
people
what?
are
You know
saying
what?
that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, but the main thing I'm concerned with is basically the skill sets. It's just like I know League of Legends has a lot of champions and of course a lot of champions, a lot of skill sets, but there has to be some like original skill sets that doesn't even come from these champions. That's why I'm not just concerned about but also a bit excited about if this sort of thing is actually gonna happen. It would be nice to know
I kind of
all this
spaced out
stuff.
there. Did you say that you want them to be more like unique, like the skill set?
Not not really. It's like the amount of skill sets like you know how like your let's say you're playing then your own character could be like could choose a different class that sort of thing. Then with a class you have only can choose a certain type of skills, that sort of thing. Yes, his perks, yeah, his benefits and ups and downs. Like when you apply to League of Legends, no, what League of Legends? When you apply to this MMO game or what? That's what I'm a bit concerned about. Or is it like that sort of MMO game where you are basically given a character and then you have to advance with that character. Like maybe Final Fantasy, just an example.
Yeah, no, there's a million ways to skin a cat. I say this so many times. And like the way you play with your skill sets, the way that you're able to play with your skill sets depend on the game. Now,
True.
to be honest, there are no good MMOs in the market. The only good MMO in the market, which is already a contradiction because I said there's none, is WoW Classic, and ironically, that is a game from 2001.
And you say that because you're also playing it.
No, I don't
Yes,
play.
it's
I play retail
Bias.
WoW. I don't play WoW Classic yet.
Cough, cough bias.
I'm saying
Yep.
it's a really good game. If I have the time, if I had the time like 2 weeks ago, I've been busy for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Then I would have been playing the shit out of WoW Classic. That's
It's
how good
okay
of a
to
game it
be
is.
biased.
Speaking of which, I mean, just to take a
Okay,
point
bias.
out for Riot is that I mean, my opinion, I think they are biting more than what they can take right now.
Okay,
Because
from that point alone, okay, I can agree. But the thing is, it's an investment. Okay, if if you have a lot of projects, yes, it will be a problem if you have the same amount of resources. So I'm pretty sure Riot has this in mind. Okay, we have a lot of projects, so what do we need? We
no,
need more people.
that's the problem right there. Because okay, for example, a very good example is that if you look at other game developers, they can multitask because they are having different games but with a almost similar concept. The risk that Riot is taking right now is they are tackling different game genres all at the same time. They are coming out with what, fighter games,
Yeah. Okay.
first
So
person shooter,
yeah,
card games.
it's true. I mean, it's really it'll be hard for the start, but like the thing is, you can always base the other games off League. You can base games off like other games that Riot has. You know, which is what a lot of games done. And of course, I'm gonna reference WoW again. World of Warcraft is basically an MMO
I
version of
swear.
Warcraft 3. Okay,
I swear.
if you look at all the skills in Warcraft 3, you'll notice that they exist in World of Warcraft. You know, so is it really making are you really using too much resources? Maybe you're just using your resources to rework or like change how a skill looks. You know, that's basically what you're doing.
Yep.
Which
I
is
mean, but then, like I said, this is just my personal opinion. I think they are taking too much on at the same time.
yeah, I can agree. I can half agree with you. But again, I will 100% agree if Riot does not hire a lot more people. But if they hire a
You have
lot of
to.
people, have their main guys head the projects. There's like we have
No,
Steve here who's really experienced in the FPS market. He's the one heading Project L. Or I forgot what the FPS name was, but the FPS. And we have like people from an Overwatch background, a Paladins background, go over to that team. Just like, oh, so this worked on this game, this worked on that game, and then they'd make a good game. You know, it's all about working with what you've had and improving it. That's basically everything. Okay,
in
we've
other
had
words,
games like Snake. We've talked about
they
this
need
before in the podcast.
specialized manpower, not really just manpower. They need specialized people.
Yeah, no, yeah, true. They need
Yeah.
that, but like specifically, specifically within games, you know, not only actually no, not only within games, but you do notice a trend. Okay, when you see the development of games like since the past, you notice that Snake is a really simple game. But I'm pretty sure a lot of the games you see right now exist because Snake set an example.
And you're saying that everybody, okay, not everybody, those games in the genre just follow after it. Of course, putting it with a few
Yeah,
twists,
yeah,
a
yeah.
few
That's what I'm
twists.
saying. You need to take inspiration from people. If you're trying to be more, if you're trying to be too unique, you're actually doing yourself more of a disservice. Now, I studied political science, and if you're a developing country, you need to follow what a developed country is doing. That is the first step. No, the second step of becoming a developed country. So generally speaking, you might say, "Oh, this doesn't relate, right?" But no, it does. You know, because it's all development. You know, and for a
And
game, that is gonna be handled by Riot Games, who's already established League of Legends with its own full skill set and everything. I'm pretty sure they'll have a lot to work on, and they won't have to think about way too much going into it. Especially if they make an MMO. Come on.
But still, creating all sorts of genres at the same, no, as in creating all sorts of games following a different bunch of genres all at the same time just seems a bit too much work. And even if you were to hire people to do it, it's also gonna cost a lot.
It's an investment, man. That's what I was
Let's
saying.
say it's like a high risk, high
Yeah.
reward
Yeah,
scenario.
yeah. That's perfect, Ender. That's actually a perfect way to say it.
If League of Legends cash brings the company a lot of money, then okay lah, fine, go for it. But if it doesn't, then that's another issue.
Okay, well, if you think about it, man, you shouldn't really pile in those games together. Like in if you're thinking about in a business sense, games shouldn't mooch off other games that you own. Like what you make on League is not what you should count for what you make on Project whatever the fuck.
Oh no, I'm just talking about the financial part only.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, they have a lot of money to spend. That's true.
Money,
Dude, if anyone can do it, I think
Rico,
Riot Games can do it. I think they do a pretty good job.
cough, Activision, cough.
Fucking Activision, biggest disappointment ever. Honestly, biggest cash cow I've seen in my life, guys. Fuck off. If Activision, I know you're not gonna hear this, but fuck off. Like
I
seriously.
mean, they already made a big mistake.
Oh, dude,
Actually, a few
seriously.
big mistakes.
Here's the thing, okay? COD games, which are, of course, at the moment Activision, they purposely kill their game every year to make a new game that's gonna sell for more money. And there's nothing that's gonna change about that game, dude. There's fucking nothing. Okay, maybe a few things, but let's just say you're just switching it around. It's an old switcheroo, and you're getting twice as much money.
The only difference is just a story. That's
Not even the story sometimes, bro.
dude. Oh, you know, speaking of what you just said, have you ever compared the some of the animations for Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty Ghosts?
Never
You
done
notice
that.
that? Never. Okay. But have you played two of the games? Like
Yes.
both of those games? Okay. So, in Modern Warfare 2, you know how basically at the ending, um, let's see if I remember this correctly. Soap was picked up by Price and then heading off to the helicopter. Okay, then um, if I remember correctly, this animation, from my view, was basically copied to Ghost. um, yeah, I think it's like doing the first few parts of the first mission in Ghost,
Uh-huh.
when instead of going to the helicopter, you're getting onto the truck. The animation there is quite similar. You know what? I might as well just look it up right now.
Dude, it's all about the money for these guys. It's really disappointing. Like honestly.
As long as they make an income of what they were set out to go. Like if they invest some money into the game and they make more money out of it, I don't think they really fucking care.
Yeah, the
Just
most
compared to EA.
dude, the most annoying part is that like even fucking Blizzard's doing it with like World of Warcraft. Like they're going into more short-term goals than long-term sustainable ones, which sure is a working formula, but not for a AAA company. I'm pretty sure you want to be more sustainable than everything. Because if you're
Yeah.
more sustainable, of course, aside from getting income that's gonna be constant, you're gonna be getting more stock on your product or on your company. So I just like don't understand what these guys like go through. I guess they're trying to please the higher ups by saying by in the report saying like, okay, we've made this amount of money this month, but the way they made this amount of money
Stonks.
is just like it's questionable. Microtransactions literally in every corner.
I mean, the biggest example is definitely Destiny.
EA? Huh? Oh, Destiny.
Destiny.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I would just say EA now. It's
Fucking EA.
Didn't
Loot
Destiny
boxes.
separate from Activision?
yes.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, fucking kudos to them. Kudos to them for doing that.
Yeah, but it's a bit too late.
You're
Cause
not.
it's like
yeah. They still make the correct move though.
It's
They
still
made
a
the
step
correct
So
move,
forward.
yeah.
it didn't. Yeah, like the result it didn't end too well, but they still separated from it. That's the good thing, even though
Yeah,
it's not so like the hype has
yeah.
already gone down, so them separating themselves wouldn't be like so like it won't be known by a lot of people, but still some people would know about it at least.
You'll still know
It
about
wouldn't
it,
receive
definitely.
much attention if they
Yeah,
did it now, but back in the day, like let's say a few months into
Wait,
the actual partnership, maybe that would have brought a lot more attention to the situation.
I
I
just
don't
realized.
know.
Are you guys calling Destiny 2 a cloud chaser?
What?
no,
No, I would
No,
never do that.
I'm just
no
saying
way,
Destiny 2 is a
Jose.
very good example of
Yeah.
what Activision did to the gaming industry.
Actually, yeah, yeah. Okay. I was just hearing
Leaving a
stuff
mark.
about no, I was hearing stuff about Reach and the fact that they've separated from Activision, lessening their reach. That kind of sounds like a cloud chaser situation.
Reach,
Not,
Halo
not
Reach,
at
Nah,
all.
nah,
Not at
definitely
all.
not.
honey, mama.
Okay, so let's go back to the topic here. I think there's another thing that Slothy really wanted to talk about. Oh yeah,
Oh,
here.
The
we sidetracked
GTFO.
from
Yeah,
it. Okay.
GTFO. Apparently, there's a new game coming on Steam, brought to you by the Payday franchise. Guys, this is not a paid promotion, by the way. I wish we had a paid promotion.
It is a paid promotion.
But yeah, it's a pretty interesting concept, and I'm pretty sure we in JTS will have a fun time playing it when we do and if we do. And actually, can one of you read what JTFO is? Wait, let me look it up.
I'm just
Don't worry,
looking
I'm
through
ready
the
at that
gameplay.
page.
I
Ready,
mean,
ready
from
for
what
you
I'm seeing right
guys.
now, it's basically like a modernized version of Left 4 Dead. It's the same concept: 4 players surviving, trying to get out of the place.
Oh, did you say Left 4 Dead?
So
Cause like you cut
Yeah,
off
it's
for me.
basically Left 4
Yeah, Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, yeah. Basically Left 4 Dead. True.
So it's modded Left 4 Dead.
GTFO is a hardcore 4-player cooperative game with a focus on team play and atmosphere. It features edge of your seat suspense, team-based puzzle solving, and high-intensity combat. Yeah,
That
Left 4
sounds
Dead.
that sounds exactly like Left 4 Dead. I'm gonna be honest. Like
It is.
that could be a caption for Left 4 Dead.
Yeah,
But
but
there are
from what
some different
the gameplay, the
elements.
15 minutes of gameplay Slotty posted and I'm seeing, it's actually the pace is slowed down. Left 4 Dead, if you feel, it feels like very arcadey because you shoot non-stop.
Yeah.
Here
Left
you
4 Dead
need,
is like a game you can speedrun very quickly and not really.
yeah,
Even if without
This-
speedrunning, you feel the fast pace of everything that's going on.
correct. Here I don't think you can speedrun in this game. You literally need to take the time.
It is possible speedrun, but
It's
may-
much
but
more serious consequences compared to Left 4
yeah, and
It's,
not to
it puts you
mention
in a.
there's gonna be some bugs or glitches that allows you to skip a certain part
Dead.
of it.
Which game doesn't have bugs and glitches?
Called Tetris.
Touche.
Wait, no,
Tetris.
Pong.
Well,
Okay.
then,
Let me correct you on that. Tetris does have a bug and a glitch.
Yes, I just
Basically-
remembered. That's why I'm saying Pong.
Oh my
oh, do you guys want? Wait. We should do the word story game, guys. Can you guys come up with a theme?
The team.
Yeah. What do you?
Oh, we keep getting sidetracked from.
We do.
I want to
Is
do a
this-
word story game.
Okay, I
Is
mean
this what
we
usually
should
goes?
end it after this word story because let me see. It's getting late.
We'll
It's
do it.
already
We'll
at
do it after the
50 minute
1 hour mark. Right now we're still at 53, I think. Just like chill.
Yeah, but story can last that long. Guys, be interesting.
True. Don't be Vark. Just follow fucking Vark. Just like listen to his chat. His chat was like, "Oh, just do one word every time."
Yeah, is it?
Like,
And no,
literally-
they literally said just use the word
Yeah,
and.
the same
and.
word, which is like so fucked up. How do you make a story like that?
Damn, I'm inspired by him.
Okay, we shouldn't have mentioned it, but guys, by the way, reminders. We will be on Spotify again soon, so if you guys haven't yet, make sure you check the Spotify out. I think there's a way you can bookmark that or something, because we will be there. Okay, we want to be together with you guys, even if you're multitasking, which is something that
Yeah.
you can't necessarily do on YouTube sometimes. Like if you have it on Spotify, you can just play it on your phone while maybe you're working or maybe you're doing your papers, you're doing whatever the fuck, You can listen to us on Spotify. We're gonna have it there.
Together physically.
We're also commemorating. To commemorate this return to Spotify, we're actually going to start. Well, not start. No, we're not gonna start. We're gonna do a video that will be posted on our social media soon. I wanted it to be a surprise, but let's just say it here. It'll
So in
basically
other words,
be a
you ruin
sneak
it for
peek.
yourself.
Yeah.
You just ruined the surprise.
Guys,
And then
guys, I
everybody will
just
blame you.
asked our dear Vak a story topic. He said dicks.
Wait, what?
Okay.
No,
I like that, man.
we're not
I
gonna.
like
do,
him.
we're not gonna do dicks.
No. No way, Jose.
Okay, fine. Let's do dicks.
God damn it.
No.
Okay, so guys, if you look at the Discord, that's Bugs, Ender, me, and Sin, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna do it chronologically, one word each, by the way. And the theme of the story of the one word
How
game
dare you.
is dicks.
Dicks.
Oh.
Okay, now let me start it. I wouldn't start it with one word first. I will start it with an intro, then I'll put my one word.
7-inch.
Okay,
The
so
7-inch.
No. I think we should do the intro like one word each. Just try to make it make sense, you know.
It doesn't need to make sense. It just needs to be funny.
It needs to be humorous.
Sure, guys. I need someone in the chat or like someone watching this video to just like compile all the words we use and like comment it in the back in like under the comments and stuff so people can see it.
let me do a small intro part. I'm sure people would like to start off with this.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this is a story about dicks. Starting. Next.
With
My
Dick.
It.
has
8
Balls.
Oh.
Okay. That's the first thing came to my mind.
guys, let's count period and comma as a word.
Okay.
No.
Okay, wait. You said balls, right?
Yes.
8 balls. Twisted.
inside.
My nuts.
That's 2 words.
Yes.
Oh fuck.
That's 2 words.
You fucked
Okay, fuck.
What the
Sorry, I fucked up. My
Testicles.
wow, that's a
Somehow.
Doesn't
very fit.
The
Opening.
between.
My legs.
That's 2 words again.
I'm actually, guys, I'm fucking out of it. I'm so out of it today. Like, honestly, starting this podcast earlier, I was just like, wait, what am I even doing? Because, like, I don't know. I think I've had like 3 hours or 4 hours of sleep because I sprained my leg, like yesterday, and it really hurt, and I was like, I couldn't sleep.
I don't even intend to sleep later on.
Okay, then
So
you're
yes,
doing
I'm
something
full.
wrong. Okay, let's continue. My
Butthole.
Hurts.
okay, what are you? That's not even what. Okay, wait. Let's go back. It doesn't fit between. What was the next word?
My.
said my.
then-
My,
Yes, I said butthole.
but okay, okay.
I said hurts.
Yeah, and then
It
Buck said
doesn't-
hurts. Like, what the fuck? Even what? That's not even a sentence, dude. Change your word.
What is the sentence? What is the philosophical meaning of a
structured
sentence?
meaning.
There's an objective meaning of a sentence. That's not even a
Okay,
philosophical
fine.
question.
Let me change it. Butthole. Because.
And
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
forget, it's your turn, dude.
Daddy.
Wanted, wanted.
Two. Two.
Sorry?
Two.
As in,
Oh,
yeah,
he-
T-O.
Because
two.
Daddy wanted to have
Babies.
Period. Said you're supposed to keep the story going.
Yes.
No. You just ruined the whole sentence.
What do you mean? How did I ruin it?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's a-
We forgive you.
It's a
We
good
forgive
way
you.
to end the sentence.
No.
There is no end to this nightmare.
There's no thing this and
Okay. However,
things.
What?
Things. However, things.
Pineapples.
what?
And pizzas. Fuck, that's 2 words.
That's 2 words.
And
Pizzas.
Dude. Oh shit, that's 2 words.
don't.
Do. Just
Oh,
just
no.
do.
Why can't you just say don't?
Moisten.
Yeah.
My
Penis.
Erectum.
Erectile.
dysfunction.
And
Do not. It's shit.
That's
Does it?
Don't.
What the hell? Don't.
Don't is a word.
Bugs, I get it. You're inspired by Lao. It's okay. It's okay.
It's like, hey, Lao's fucking up a lot. I should fuck up too.
Wait, okay. What did Sin say?
I've forgotten.
Shit.
I
We
think I
forgot the
forgot.
sentences.
Guys, we need someone. We need someone to compile the story. It's not gonna make sense because of pineapples. Fucking Ender.
Wait, pineapples and pizzas. Wait, let's see. Moisten. Then I say N. A-N-D.
Let's say rectal.
Yeah, then who said dysfunction?
I said
That doesn't
dysfunction.
even make sense.
I said
Yeah, that doesn't
dysfunction.
even. Yeah, that doesn't make sense already.
Oh, it didn't make sense. It didn't make
It didn't
sense
make
for
sense
a
to
long
begin
time.
Didn't.
Okay.
We
Let's
should-
let's roll back, guys. Let's roll back. Let's go back to period.
Okay.
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 Sin, go.
Let's see. See. This
Dude.
Fucking.
Thought.
with
His.
Pineapple.
my God,
And
pizza.
Why are we back where we
that's like
started?
that's like a next level metaphor though. If you think about it, this guy was thinking with his pineapple and pizza. Oh.
Sometimes.
What can this mean?
Sometimes.
I.
Get
Horny.
Because.
Testicles.
are
Nice.
Okay.
Tasty.
Sweet.
and
Spicy. tak boleh.
okay, guys. I don't even know if we put this in the comments. Let's
How am I going to continue with that?
just end it with a period. We'll keep going.
Spicy. What the hell?
Hey guys,
You always say sour.
the story is about dicks, not testicles. Get your shit straight.
That should be a it should be about genitalia.
Okay, I guess that works. Your nether region.
Actually, that's even a worse. That's much more
Yeah.
worse to talk about.
How? What do you mean? It's a
I
body
don't.
part. If I talk about your nose, is that bad?
I don't know. 我不懂.
It's bad
Okay.
because you put a malice on it, right?
I rather topics be about something else than dicks.
Okay, fine. Let's have a more innocent topic this time, and this is where we're.
It's
gonna
okay.
end
Let's
it.
let's continue with dicks. Let's continue with
No,
dicks. Doesn't matter already.
let's-
We're getting demonetized.
We can change it. You know, we could keep it. We could do a complete 360 and do the most innocent thing. And I have just about the most innocent topic, which cannot possibly get bad, or like
Well, you'll be surprised.
get plus
Are
18.
you sure?
You're
Trust
giving us a
me.
challenge.
Trust me.
Are you sure about that?
If you make this plus 18, we're gonna have to cut it out. Trust me.
Challenge.
Okay, guys, that's the goal. Make it plus 18.
Yes.
Okay, guys, the theme is children.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Let's not go there. Okay, Buck, start it.
Children.
Taste.
What did you say? Purin? What's a purin?
I said children, he said taste.
I don't like where this is going.
Hey, you came up with a topic.
Guys, this is just as much time as we have in the podcast. Guys, we're gonna end it here. Guys, if next episode we're gonna have Xenox and Kevin. I'm pretty sure a lot of you already know him. He's not necessarily an active part of our community, but he is part of our friend group. So if you guys are looking forward to that, make sure you guys leave it in the comments. Aside from that, if you haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you guys press the bell, do whatever, join our Discord, follow our socials. We're gonna be more active on the social part of our community because we've gotten like a social media manager recently, which is kind of odd. But like, if you haven't already met her, Sandy. So yeah, guys, make sure you guys follow everything there. We're also gonna be on Spotify real soon. As soon as we reach 4 episodes, which will be around November 6th, we will post our commemorative video on Twitter, and that's when we're gonna launch season 2, which will focus on more of the new content in JTS for Spotify. So yeah, that should be it for the episode, guys. Thank you for listening. Peace.
Thank you. We got you.